practicum class. We've we've had the opportunity to really learn about the important principles of how to become an effective teacher, and really what that means, how to reach out to our audience members, and how we can, yeah, overall just be able to connect to them in a more intimate level. Um, there were so many amazing things that were taught this week, and there's so many different components and essential keys that make up a great and effective teacher. But I'm going to go ahead and just share a few of those things that make up a great teacher. Um, so the first and most important thing that's essential to becoming a great teacher and being able to interact with your students is the ability to be prepared. Um, Not only to be prepared mentally, but to be prepared spiritually as well. By having the Spirit, you're going to be able to receive that revelation. You'll be able to receive that knowledge and wisdom, and what you will need to say in the moment that's precise. Um, there's going to be many different people that you will come across. There's going to be people who will be receptive. There's going to be people who won't be receptive, who maybe won't really want to be active, but by preparing yourself, you'll be prepared for those events, and you'll be able to know how to connect with those who um, who might not be as active. Um, Overall, you got to be able to know your audience. A great teacher knows their audience. They know the people who they teach, and they know that according to their audience, they'll be able to know what principles they'll need to prepare for. Um, the third thing is being able to build good rapport. Um, every single student that a person may teach is going to be different. They're gonna they're gonna be different, like on spiritual levels. They're gonna be different on knowledge levels. They're gonna be on different levels of as an individual person, because we all have different experiences that make up our story. But but yeah, being able to find out the interests of those you teach is something that's essential as a good teacher, because building rapport is one of the most essential things that you will need to connect with people. And by connecting, that's how you're able to teach more effectively with love, with patience and understanding. Um, the third thing is being able to tell their story. There are many individuals who you will teach who may feel inadequate. They may feel like they're not smart enough and that they don't really have their, but that's wrong. Every single one of us has something unique and special to share with others. And being able to help them realize how their story will benefit others is something that's essential. And as a teacher, you have the opportunity to really help them open up and to tell that story with the rest of their class, and they will be able to learn together. Um, the third thing, I mean, excuse me, the next thing that I want to touch base on is the importance of having the Spirit with you, because the Spirit is the true teacher, and they will be able to deliver the message more effectively than any other thing. Um, this reminds me of the story of the prophet Brigham Young, conversion story. As he was investigating the church in the early 1830s, like around 1832, he was taking the missionary discussions. He was taught by well-educated missionaries, but still, he didn't really draw himself to the message of the restored gospel. Um, during during the interaction that he had, a brother a brother was asked to share his testimony about the restored gospel. Now, now the man who shared his testimony um, was a man without eloquence. He wasn't known as a public speaker, and he was known as a pretty shy and timid person. But he stood up and he bore a powerful message by saying, I know through the power of the Holy Ghost that the message is that the restored gospel is true, and that Joseph Smith is a prophet of the Lord. Um, that simple testimony was something that was very powerful for the prophet Brigham Young. He was able to really feel the power that came from that simple testimony that taught him that the gospel was true. And so being able to prepare spiritually, no matter how little you may know, you'll be able to really impact those you teach. And so yeah, every single one of us it's in every single one of us to be an effective teacher. One thing that we learned about this week is how family life educators they are called to teach, and many individuals who may come to you again may not have a knowledge about how they can be successful in regards how they can be successful when it comes to the family. But overall, being able to help your participants understand that they have a unique story, and being able to help them know how they can tell that story is something that's essential. Also, an important factor is that a really a good listener. They're receptive to what the participants have to say, and then they're responsive to what they have to say as well. Um, a teacher cannot receive um, effective revelation or inspiration or wisdom on how to help their clients if they're not willing to listen. By listening, they'll be able to adjust their teaching according to the needs of those they'll teach. And yeah, overall, by having the Spirit with you, you'll be able to deliver the message effectively to the participants. Um, being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Lord has definitely given me many callings and many leadership positions where I had to be a teacher, not only as a missionary, but Sunday school presidency, Sunday school instructor, elders quorum instructor, temple prep teacher. I have a strong testimony that as you prepare yourself spiritually and do everything you can on your part, you'll be able to deliver your message effectively. You'll be able to answer questions that others may be thinking of, and you'll be able to see many miracles happen as you help. Um, there's so much that a teacher can do, but overall preparation is essential. And those are some of the things that we learned this week. Thank you for listening to me.